Ladies and gentlemen, I know you wouldn't believe it if you were not seeing it.
Exactly.
But we are back together,
They done
baby.
brought the band back
It's
together,
the Allman
baby.
Gunner experience.
Man, I am back with my baby bro,
Live.
man. I'm
Yeah,
back with my baby bro. It's been a long time coming. People been asking about it, saying, hey, you know, when are you guys going to get back to doing what you do? And so here we are.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We're back.
Yeah,
you know,
I love it. I love it.
And it's good to be here, dude. It's,
Heck yeah.
It's just good to be back in the seat.
On the patio.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
on the patio,
we changed
Coach.
the look, baby. We changed the look. We out on the patio. Well, it's nice out.
Yeah.
Nice out. We got the cicadas in the background, you know, whispering to us, making a little noise. I like it, man. I love it. I mean, it's a good time of year. It's a good time of year.
And since the last time you did a podcast,
oh,
I mean, we got some new shirts on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff have changed, you know,
yeah.
since the last time we've done a podcast. Yeah, we have the 2 new shirts. We have It's On You. We dropped a huge video that had, you know, It's On You at the end.
Yep.
And then the one. I mean, because, you know, in the game of life, no matter how skilled you are, excellent you are at doing something, unless someone touches you and say you're the one, you're the best that never was. You know, you got to have access. You got to have a way to get in to show off what you do. So, you know, my philosophy is, man, you got to be the one. In a sea of green, paint yourself purple, baby.
That's it.
That's what we're doing right now.
Neo.
You got to be. So you got to be the one.
I love it.
So we have these 2 new shirts, and we're excited. And I mean, since our last podcast, I think I've written 3 new books.
3 new books. Okay.
3 new books since the last podcast. You know, we have mentoring from leadership to legacy, which we turned into a nonprofit thing. We have a whole nonprofit arm of what we're doing now, where we're going to be mentoring young adults. Okay. Right. You know, everyone needs a mentor, but we're going to really focus in on that 18-year-old to about 35, because a lot of stuff happening there, pairing them up with some incredible mentors. Then I wrote Building a Winning Culture, and then hot off the press.
Hot off the press, baby.
This one just rolled in on Tuesday in Mind Over Matter, Unlocking the Power of Mental Toughness, which to me is, I mean, that's how the game's won, right? It's between your ears. I mean, you know that. You were a student athlete and being an entrepreneur. At the end of the day, man, you got to wanna. Can't nobody want it for you. And so this book is really about, hey, how to be mentally tough. How to develop that? Well, as long as I've known you, you've consistently said, you know, when it comes to student athletes, it's between the ears. Between the ears. Yeah, it's so funny. Like when you really stop and you think about the game of life, right? The skill is the skill, like because life shows up for everyone. It's fair because everybody's going to have to deal with some adversity, some loss, some trauma. Like everybody, like we all are carrying some stuff. And what it really boils down to is how you handle that, how you manage those things when they come at you. Like, how do you get up that one more time and you're knocked down? So I always say, you know, it's never really about the skill. It's really about your will to be able to endure and be able to distinguish between being hurt and being injured, because that's 2 different things. And you know, I tell student athletes all the time, you will never play a game to where you're 100%. I mean, if you're 100%, that means you haven't been practicing hard. And I believe that's the same way in the game of life. Like you're never going to wake up and everything's going to be 100%. There's always going to be something that you have to work through or work on, right? And so that's where this space between your ears become really important. Wow. So, you know, whether you're talking about, you know, being on a field or an arena or court, or whether you're talking about being in a boardroom, ultimately it's going to boil down to your ability to be able to manage some things, you know, from the mental side. The difference between being hurt and being injured. Yeah. Let's sit on that for a minute. Yeah. I mean, I think it's, you know, like being hurt to me is like you get these little nicks and little pains, and you got to work through that. So when it comes to mental toughness, I tell everyone, it's just like, you know, if I wanted to be stronger, right? I'd go to the gym. I'd start off, you know, with maybe 10s and then try to work my way to 15s and try to work my way to 20s. Well, that hurt that you feel, that's what it's doing. You know, that's how you learn to like be stronger. Embrace that hurt. Because you got to embrace the hurt. Yeah. Because you can work through that. Like being injured. Now that's a real deal. Like you got to step back, you know, maybe go to the doctor to see about it, right? Maybe take some medicine. Like being injured is a real thing. And I think when it comes to like student athletes, especially from the guy side. We're taught like, hey, you push through. Yeah, you just got to keep working. Well, yeah, that's fine if you're hurt.
Right.
But if you're injured, you got to really know the difference.
Yeah.
You got to know, when do I need to really step back, take a deep breath, maybe ask for some
when
help.
Am I doing more harm than good?
Yeah. Like I got to let my body heal.
Yeah.
Come back stronger.
Sometimes it almost seems like when it comes to an injury, you almost need an external opinion.
Oh, no doubt about it.
That.
And that's what I mean by knowing when to ask for help.
Yeah.
Because that's the true test. And I think as people, a lot of times, especially adults, we want to all think that we can do it ourselves, right? Like I don't need any help. And there lies the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do bad by yourself, but you can't win by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's okay asking for help. And that leads into my thing where I talk about leadership and when I hear leaders say it's lonely at the top, I'm like, no, not really. If it's lonely at the top, you are piss poor leader.
Yeah.
It means that you didn't lift as you climbed.
Yeah.
And so
people love to say that. Why do
man,
people love to say that so much? Like I'm better than you?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
And it's so funny because we talk about that, right? That there's a lot of things that we say that we embrace that makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
And my philosophy is we call all that out, because at the end of the day, it's really about how many people can you serve?
Yeah.
So if I'm a leader, I get to the top, I'm taking a bunch of people with me.
Yeah.
Because the beautiful thing about when you're winning is you want to win with the people you win with, right?
Right.
Like, and if I get to the top, I want to be able to.
That's the whole point.
Exactly. So if I want to fish every day, I want to fish by myself.
Right.
Like I want to put people in a position to be able to fish with me.
That's
right.
It. That's so good.
So that's why understanding like the difference between being injured and hurt is really important.
Yeah. Because
when you're hurt, that's how we're gonna start building that resistance and knowing how to fight and knowing how to get up that one more time. But when you're injured, see, I think that's when it's really important to know how to step back, ask for some help, right?
Okay.
Learn to get comfortable with that.
Okay.
Get comfortable with like, hey, it's okay to reach out when I need that. And then it's only going to make me stronger.
Yeah.
So now mentally toughness, come on, dude, I develop it. I develop it over time.
Yeah.
Because I fought through hard stuff. Like when I kind of look at things the way they are now, so you think about kids now, you have a lot of parents that they don't want their kid to be hurt. They try to catch them before they even
want
fall.
To be comfortable. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then they wonder down the road, like why they can't fight through stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the consequence of that.
That's
right
it.
There. What's the consequence?
So remember now, you get to choose, right? But you don't get to choose the consequence. So the consequence of not letting someone have to fight through stuff, not letting someone build up their resistance to when hard happens.
Lifetime of suffering.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because then everything is unfair. Because when it's not going your way, right? That means the world's against me. When it doesn't happen the way, that means you doesn't like me. No, you have to work through some stuff.
Yeah.
And part of that is like, look, hey, when I grew up, man, I was outside from sunrise to sunset. Like, I mean, that's just the way it was. We got to be home before the street lights.
Yeah.
But in that moment of being gone, man, I'm dealing with older cousins and kids in the neighborhood, and we're playing ball. I had to learn how to negotiate and to fight and to work through some things, right?
Yeah.
And then if you fast forward to now, I mean, when do the kids really have to learn to work through anything? Yeah. All of their sports is basically organized.
It's organized,
right?
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time inside the house in their room on their phones.
Yeah.
So they're not getting that natural progression of having to interact and fight through some things that to me I see as just normal everyday things that you would normally fight through just as a human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then you get to this place in your life to where
making it harder on them.
Yeah, exactly. You've lived this life to where you've had no resistance. Or very little resistance. And you and I know that the world shows up for everyone, right?
Yeah. It's not getting easier.
No.
It is not getting easier.
I promise you that.
Like as much as we want it to become more convenient and more comfortable.
It's not.
It's just not.
It's not. And it will never be. It's not designed that way, right?
Yeah.
Because the world just keeps on moving.
Right.
I tell everybody, you could be having the hardest day of your life, but you look outside, man, the grass keeps growing. I mean, the sun's still shining.
Yeah.
Like it just continues to move. So when it comes to mental toughness, it's really about, learning how to manage that hurt and how to use it to your advantage. For me, look, I wake up searching for challenge, some conflict, and some change. I look for it every day, brother. Every day. It's the only way I'm going to grow, right? I can't grow without those three things.
Yeah.
So if I wake up and I say I'm going to avoid all the challenges, I don't want to engage in conflict with anybody, and I'm just not going to change. This is just who I am, right? Where's the growth in that? Where's the growth? You're certainly not going to grow deep. I tell people all the time, when you look at trees, they grow both directions at the same time, down and up. So if you're not, the hurt is the growing down.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the hurt, man. That's and you want to be deep.
Yeah, you want that.
And then you want those roots to run out.
That's the funny part.
Right.
You don't want to be preferential about which direction you grow.
That's what I'm saying. Because then when the injury does happen, you're strong, man. The roots are strong.
Yeah.
Like you'll bend, but you're not going to break.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what I fight for every day. Is like how do we continually grow in both of those directions, and how do we manage the hurt?
Yeah. And
then understand when the injuries happen, and who to reach out to, who's my go-to person. And that's why mentoring is so important. Like you need a go-to person. You got to have that in your life.
So it's mind over matter, unlocking the power of mental toughness. And we started off talking about between the ears. I feel like we've, I'm sure, and intentionally on your part, but on my part, unintentionally, we've already talked about some of the matter
yes.
of the idea of your body being injured,
yes.
the external influences around you. That's
yes.
that's the matter.
It really is.
Right?
It's on a daily basis, man. Think about how many distractions and how much matter you're dealing with in the course of a day. Think about it. If you're a parent, you got kids, right? You got a job. You got a house to manage, right? Depending on where you are, in your age bracket, you may have older parents now, right? So how do I deal with my mom and dad, as they getting older? How do we deal? So there's a lot of matter coming at you every single day. And the deal is like, how do you dissolve it? So when you look at with the book, it's so funny, my graphic artist is just amazing. You see how the matter is slowly breaking up. You see that? You see how the matter is like slowly just kind of leaving?
Yeah.
Because that has to be the intent. The intent is, how do you dissolve this matter that's stopping you from being where you say you want to be in the game of life? Now another thing that he did, which I got to tell you, Aaron Welch, he's the man, Ron. When you look at this and you get this book, you get your copy of the book, you're going to see that there's 13 pieces of matter that's leaving. If you count those little squares, there's 13 of them. Subliminally, I was the 13th fastest person in the world. Like he puts all these little things. So everything we do is intentional. Everything from the books to the shirts. I tell people, it's kind of hard to wear a shirt that says "It's on you" and be upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're having a rough day,
somebody else,
right? If you're having a rough day and people been talking about you, and you put on a "Lead with Your Life" shirt.
Yeah.
So for me, everything we do, I want it to be a statement about your life. So when I walk down the street and you're walking toward me and you see a shirt that says "The One," you
dissolve some matter before you even open your mouth.
Because I just
before
sent a
they
message.
Open their mouth.
That's
whatever.
right. I just sent a message.
Yeah.
I just sent a message that this is my life.
Yeah.
This is my lifestyle.
Yeah.
This is my philosophy.
Inside and out.
So if you're not positive, if you're not going to lead with your life, right? If every day is not game day for you, if you're not going to be the one, if you don't focus to win, I mean, think about how all that stuff now we do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't educate, fight, and win, man, you're not messing with me. So I'm basically dissolving a lot of that stuff before it even gets near me. And that's the whole key, man. That's the whole key to being mentally tough, It's just knowing how to stop a lot of this stuff before it even starts.
Mind over matter, mind over matter, unlocking the power of mental toughness. So let's talk about a little bit more of the why. Why do I want to unlock the power of mental toughness?
Because that's how you're going to get to your dreams. Like the real key is like, and that's how you're really going to be happy in the game of life. You know, like it's funny. I get it all the time. People see me or people that know me like, dude, you're always happy. Well, I'm always happy, first of all, because I'm intentional with my life, right? I really dissolve a lot of the matter that comes my way. And I get to do the thing that I love, that I'm passionate. And I can only do that because of what I am here. Like I look back and think about it this way. If I don't go back my sophomore year in college after tearing my hamstring and rehab and do all the things that they told me because I was injured, right? We're not having this conversation. You see what I'm saying? If I don't finish that career and then 6 years later come back and do it again, but now at a higher level, we're not having this conversation.
Yeah.
See, that's why you want to unlock the power of mental toughness. So for me, there's been so many things in my life that showed me that I was a winner. See, in my book, Building a Winning Culture, that's what I talk about. You know, if you want to have a winning culture, that's a personal thing. You know, I tell organizations all the time because they say, hey, we want to change the culture of our organization, right? And we want to change it to be X. Well, you can't have a winning culture as an organization if you have a bunch of personal culture that's not winners. It's not going to happen.
It's not, yeah, that's fuzzy math.
Fuzzy math, because winning is a habit, but unfortunately so is losing. So if you're going to have a winning culture, that's a very personal thing. That's why being mentally tough is so important. I mean, you'll get it when I'm gone.
How many leaders, how many managers, how many CEOs?
Yes.
Just take a moment and let that simmer. Let that simmer right there. You cannot have a winning culture if you don't have a winning personal culture.
How?
Like as an organization.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because if I have a group of people, this is, and this is how I put it to where people can really understand it. When you don't have a personal winning culture, you're the person standing around the water cooler saying, well, I don't know why we're doing that. It's never going to work. They never change anything. Leadership never knows what it's doing. So you tell me, how are you going to take that?
Yeah.
And now this culture of our organization is going to be a winner.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
But you got to be the one.
You've got to be the one.
You
have to be the one.
To
you have to be the one.
And you can.
Totally.
Yep. And
totally.
You can do it. Yeah.
And what I
But it's hard, but I'm going to go back to, because I was just talking about this with Ellie Bean the other day. I was like, it's a lot harder to bring people up than it is to bring people down. So
because it's painful.
Yeah. So does it come back? Because you were talking about if you didn't have and come back from that injury, but what the word that came to mind for me was reps. If you didn't put in the reps, if we don't put in the reps.
Remember the hurt part?
Yeah.
Those are the reps.
That goes back to that, yeah.
Those are the reps. That's what I'm saying.
Daily reps.
You have to embrace the challenge, the change, the conflict, because those are the reps. Those are the things that when the rubber meets the road, you get to fall back on. See, when the injury set in for me, look, my foundation was dug so deep that when I had this injury, that when the doctor said, well, he's probably never going to run again. He's not going to be racing. Man, I ain't even hear that. But I didn't hear it because of the foundation I had, because of the reps that I put in. See, in my head, I'm like, you don't know me. I am the one.
You have no idea.
Thank you for that, because that's what I needed to hear.
I need a little fuel.
There you go.
Yeah.
But again, that's reps. See, that's mental toughness. That's
mental reps.
It's just, look, you have to do mental reps just like you do physical reps.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. That's how you build that winning culture.
Yeah.
That's how I become, see, personally for me, I know I'm a winner. That's just it. I don't need it to be validated by anyone. I don't need anyone to tell me. I know I'm a winner. I'm a winner because I lead with my life. Like I can look at the results, baby. You know what I mean? See, for me, the process is the product.
You know, I also think of, I saw recently that, and it was a professor. He was teaching a class, and he was talking about how your mind, when he's talking about elite high performance athletes, your mind and your body do not necessarily know the difference between a real rep and a visualized rep.
Exactly.
So when you talk about getting reps in, no matter what's going on, if you're hurt, you're down and out, you're locked in your room, whatever's going on.
G-Money, baby brother.
You get all those reps in.
You're going to love this book.
Yeah, okay.
Because we talk about visualization.
This is the first time I've done a podcast without having read the book first.
Listen.
So just bear with me.
Look, see, because I remember when I was running, right? My start was not what it needed to be in 200 meters. I just I was big, I was strong. You know, once I get this thing moving, it's moving, right?
Yeah.
And I remember my coach saying to me, she said, listen, if you are going to run what I know you can run, we got to get more reps on your start. She goes, to be a great starter, I mean, you need like 1 million reps. Like, you got to do it. Well, physically, that's impossible. However, mentally, dude, I'd be standing in the grocery line and I'd be thinking about my start.
Wow.
I just started mentally visualizing my start over and over again. Then physically, when I go put in the reps, and dude, the reps matched up. Because I was intentional. Because when I was visualizing, dude, I was locked in, right? Man, my start became one of the best parts of my race.
Wow.
You know, I got to where I could crush that first 50 and get on into the middle of that curve and do what I need to do. But it's because mentally I was able to visualize that. So I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
And so a big part of what I do is visualization, man. I think you need to do visualization. I think you need to meditate. Those are the ways that you are intentional really about getting what you want.
Yeah.
See,
and that's ultimately, you know, getting what you want is it's okay. Give ourselves permission to go after what we want, to pursue happiness,
to have the courage to do it, right?
To get to that point where you are bringing others to the party. Because
they see it and want, you don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
You know, I tell everybody, I walk into a room, I don't have to say anything, you know.
Yeah.
You already know I'm the one. I mean, I don't need to share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's years of putting in those reps, right?
Reps, yeah.
So here's the question that I would pose to the people that are listening to our podcast and visually seeing our podcast. It would be this. You need to be willing to ask yourself, how am I contributing? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And how am I
contributing?
Yeah, how am I contributing? And how am I doing things that's causing me not to get the results that I say I want? See, that's the real question. Like, what am I doing? How am I being complicit in me really not getting what I want? Because that's a real question. So if I'm not, visualizing, if I'm not, physically doing what I need to do, if I'm not being positive in my thinking, I'm being complicit in these results that I'm getting.
Yeah. Now I know some people that like to complain, and I know that's going to be a trigger. But what I want to do is I want to take a moment and say, okay, it's all right. Mm-hmm. Let's get that complaint out, but allow that complaint to be a prompt. Yeah.
Again, it goes back. It goes back to what my mom says. Like, it's okay to have your 20 seconds of like pity party stuff, but then you got to move on to the next thing, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Chapter 7 of this book. You know what it talks about?
Oh, talk to me.
13 things that mentally tough people don't do. And one of the things they don't do is they can complain. They don't dwell on that stuff.
You're not gonna let them. Not gonna let them complain.
Feel what I do?
There it is.
Now you see what I'm doing?
Yeah. It's okay.
Well, because you should be learning from that, right?
Yeah.
So when I talk about having a personal winning culture, here's what you have to understand. people that don't have a personal winning culture, you know what they do? They complain and they compare.
And criticize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what people with a winning culture do?
Yeah.
They compete and commit and have courage. You see,
compete, commit, and have courage. Compete with who?
Themselves. By asking that question.
The game of life. Yeah.
Am I being complicit? Like as my papa would say, don't get mad about these results you're getting from the work you're not doing. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, they learn. And you know, for me, it's like
don't be mad about the results you're not getting from the work you're not doing.
Come on.
The results you're getting from the work you're not doing. Yeah.
Come on. It's like with my kids, you know, I've always tried to raise my own kids in a way that says, listen, your poor planning is not my emergency. Like you say you want this, you didn't plan for this. Now what? Oh, now I'm supposed, it's my emergency.
It's my
like I got to clean that up.
Yeah.
No. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
See, so they get to put in a rep.
Yeah.
See, they learn to keep putting in them reps.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it became, you'll thank me when you're older.
You'll thank
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
they do, right?
All the time. It's amazing. My son Trey, who's in the military, you know, married with the 5 kids. It's amazing how many times now I get phone calls that say, you know, Dad, I sounded like you all day today. Oh, really? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you know, a lot of times the boys will actually get on a call together with me, and they will both say, hey, we just want to say thank you, right? Because you know, my goal to them was always just keep living. You'll see, because that's what my grandfather told me. He said, keep living, you'll see. And that's part of this whole mental toughness thing. You have to keep living and realize that life's going to show up.
Yeah. So
are you going to stay complicit and not doing the things that you need to and avoiding reps?
Yeah.
Or not? That's really where we are. So I'm excited, man. This book goes up on the website today, and it's book number 6. The crazy thing about all of my motivational books now, even if you have my books from the past, you can now go and order a workbook. Each book has its own workbook. So you get to not only read it, but now you get to work towards what you're reading, and you get to actual application. Because my goal is, let's make this real. Let's go out into the real world and do this.
AllmanGunnerExperience.com. That's where we find them.
Yes,
that's
sir.
where we get all the goods.
Yeah.
So I feel like out of this one podcast, we probably have 100 worth of just moments of just, wow, that's a beat right there. Let's hit that. But you mentioned EU Nice. Let's end with, the 20 seconds of pity. On the flip side, talk to us about the 20 seconds of courage that you hit me with the other day.
Yeah, because really, I mean, that's her thing, right? It's like, look, you take 20 seconds and kind of like, okay, this didn't go well, but the 20 seconds of courage, man, that's what changes everything. And my mom used to say that. She'd say to me, you know, especially as I got older and I went through the whole track and field thing, and she said to me, she said, hey, listen, 20 seconds of courage to change your life. And so I started really thinking about, like, when there's a hard decision you have to make, it only takes you about 20 seconds, really, to think about it. And it just hit me, like, prior to seeing you the other day, when I went, oh my God, my fastest time was like 20.1 seconds for 200 meters. Like, she literally took what I did on the track and said, by you coming and doing this, it's now allowing you to build these bridges. So you have to never let loose of that 20 seconds of courage. Like, you got to know that that's 20 seconds of courage, son. You can overcome anything. You can do anything. It literally just hit me the other day. Like, this woman, she's amazing, dude. Because she's been up there frying chicken and hanging out with Jesus for the last 10 years, and but she never ceases to amaze me. Like, all of those lessons, I'm like, oh, I see what you did there, Ma. I see what you did there, right?
Then she just laughs, right?
But if we think about our lives, right? 20 seconds of saying, okay, that didn't work out, but then followed by 20 seconds of, but this is how we're going to fix it. It changes everything, brother.
Wow.
Changes everything. So
20 seconds of courage, mind over matter. You're the one.
Yeah.
It's on you.
It's on you, baby. It's hey, look, we appreciate you. We're so happy to be back. We're going to start crushing these, every week and doing our thing. Thanks for following us. Share it with your friends. We're getting ready to do some really special stuff. And I'm excited. I always tell people the back end of my life is going to be real sweet because we're going to run real fast.
That's it.
Hey, man. Well, as we like to say, baby, every day is game day. We out. We out, baby. Peace.
Dorsey Gunter out.